give you guys time to share a little about what you thought. One thing I like about this is giving you guys the option of what to do on. 3 of the 6 groups did the exact same one, but I'm sure there's a little bit interpretation that's different. So let's start with some of the ones that just have one. We're just going to share. Choose somebody in your group to be your spokesperson, and just kind of walk us through your contraption. We'll all turn to that page, and we'll follow your description. Okay. I know you and let's see, the government machine. You guys did that. You guys did that. And you guys did as well? Okay, so 4 groups did that of the 5. But you guys have one that's different. So let's start with you.
The first page of
okay,
the
so the page,
technological inventions.
either the front or the back, depending on how you're looking at your
Oh,
copy.
this is good because I needed this one.
Okay.
All right, so walk us through what you thought was going on there.
All right, we'll give you the title last.
Okay.
So the woman's typing on a computer, which causes A, the disk drive to open, bumping B, the ugly dog statuary, to push C, a Lego, onto a stereo, which turns it on. Vibrations from the base cause E, a leaded weight, to fall, lifting F, the hair dryer, which blows water droplets off of H, an iPad-like device, causing sparks from the electrical outlets below, scaring I, the children, who fall back into J, the DVD player box, bumping K, a remote, to L, the controlled car, which bumps M, the microwave, turning it on, causing M, the phone, to fall, starting O, the bird, to tweet, and it's how to Twitter.
Oh, very good. Very good. Okay. Did you come across any, I mean, we won't spend much time on this, but the different simple machines? Any that stick out to you, 1 or 2 that you might have saw a lever or a pulley or
E to F is pulley.
Okay.
E to H. The lever, I guess A could be acting as a lever to push B, the dog.
Okay, good. Some levers. This one does have a pulley, definitely. Some other, a lever is not technically that much different from a inclined, well, an inclined plane sometimes is another one. It's
Okay.
a specialized type of lever. I'm going to share with you the answers of that one. So you can look over, and I don't want to say the answers. Your answer was great, but you can see what this was not actually a Rube Goldberg. If you saw the name, this was Mark Parisi, who I'm not familiar with, but he was modeling a Rube Goldberg machine. But so I'll hand these out. If you hold off and don't look at yours yet until you describe it yet, but since this one's on the back, it's nice and handy. So these are the same 6 images that you have with the descriptions written. But if we just look at the one that they described, which was Twitter, you'll see how much different it is than what actually was described by the author of this one.
Oh man.
Or he was off.
Yours better.
I like yours better too.
Maybe he was off.
We were right.
Yes. So a lot of the first steps were very similar, but the actual task that was done, if you saw theirs, was to create a Twitter or a tweet, where in this case it was calling the local pizza. It's how to feed kids without getting off the computer, is what obviously the title is there. But it goes through some of the similar steps that you described, but the task itself was totally different. Let's see, the microwave, which heats the pizza already inside. Note, toy car can also be angled to hit the speed dial on the cell phone, making it, the easy route to get pizza. Just call it pizza joint. Okay? Yeah, for that's after that. All right. So I appreciate that. Good job, girls. Thank you for doing that. On the government one, did all 4 of the other groups do government? I would like to hear each interpretation. It doesn't matter who goes first. Mind starting?
Sure.
Don't look at the answers yet. Just look at your answers.
We had the man sits on the chair and releases air from the whoopee cushion, so that would be A. B, funnels the air to the balloon, which is C, where the balloon is pushed over towards the candle. D, the heat from the candle pops the balloon. E, the balloon popping scares the dog and the dog runs. F, the running dog pulls the pulley string, causing an inclined plane. G, the inclined plane causes the bowling ball to fall. H, the lever is activated, causing I, the papers, to hit the 3rd lever. J, the lever moves. K, the lever moves, causing the plant to be watered. L, the water leaves, moves the hand connected to the wallet, which is M, to remove the wallet from the citizen.
Okay, good. I like how they, you know, incorporated the simple machines as they went along. That's what we'd be looking at. And again, the one you guys chose is kind of straightforward in terms of probably had a lot of similarities between the other groups, but I'm just curious to hear you guys go through and describe how you saw it.
Do you want us to repeat everything that was the same or start where ours was slightly
This
different?
one's pretty short, if you
Okay.
just want to start from the beginning.
So for A, we had sits on the whoopee cushion. B, blow air out the tube. C, air from the tube moves the balloon. D, the balloon moves over the candle and pops. E, the popping balloon scares the dog so he runs. F, the dog's leash pulls the lever down, holding the bowling ball. G, the bowling ball rolls off the lever and drops onto another lever. H, the lever moves. I, scrolled paper, which we decided were tax issues, and the lever are launched into the air when the bowling ball falls. J, the scrolled paper hits the lever upward. K, the pitcher of water spills as the lever grows. L, water from the pitcher falls on the plant. M, the plant grows. And N, the money is pulled from the man's pocket.
Okay, good. So slightly different. In this case, the plant was actually growing, I think was one of the major differences. And you talked about the tax plans, I like that. Anything different that you had, or was yours
Yeah.
lockstep pretty much following the same? How about your
Ours
group?
was the same.
Right.
We called them bills, but.
You call them bills, okay. If you haven't yet, go ahead and turn to the page that has that. You'll see that you guys we're pretty much in line with what the authors there did. And after you've done that, have done that, I would invite you to look at some of the other ones that maybe you thought about doing but didn't. It's kind of interesting, especially with Rube Goldberg himself, how he describes different things. So you have the answers, or the Rube Goldberg description of all 6 of those. One of my favorites is still just the one that's on the front side that has he sharpening pencil is what he's doing on that, but he's going through quite a few steps to get to that sharpened pencil. Yes.
Mandy, catch that.
Oh, that's a pencil.
Yeah, there's a pencil on that he's sharpening. So as we go, well, you have the titles there in front of him. One is sharpening a pencil. The second one, he is
Because S is just an extra.
using a lawn sprinkler, going through a series of steps. The third one, an automatic back scrubber. Those first 4 are all actual Rube Goldberg ones. Dodging bill collectors, kind of a creative one. And then 2 similar but not actual Rube Goldberg. Yes?
Did you just find these on the internet? Or
Yeah, and some of them are copyrighted,
Well,
I found
yeah.
out, but for education.
I just didn't know if there was.
Yes, you can find them. The website that I was on, I'd never seen that before, and I've been on the internet quite a bit. I think it was one that was kind of cleaned up and pulled together. So all of these, or most of these, are actually on there. I spent hours doing it originally, but they made it easy for us. That was an actual Rube Goldberg, his website. So I don't know, not his, but some foundation has put together. Because they have contests for even college kids that put together these Rube Goldberg designs in physics classes and that kind of thing. And the kids have a lot of fun with it. So that's kind of a way to incorporate the reading and writing aspect that goes with it, some creativity beyond just the scientific principles. And clearly we'd spend more time talking about the simple machines as we go through it. I'd give them time to collect materials and build their own as well. The kids always love doing that. And it's interesting because they almost never work the first time. Or they'll get them to work in practice, and then we'll actually make our performance. Or I was at a small school for a few years, and we would do it at lunch. And they'd get all nervous and they'd get excited. They'd set it up, for hours during their classes in the morning, and then they'd go do it. It'd be 3 seconds of levers and pulleys and this, that, and all of a sudden it wouldn't work. And they'd get frustrated. But they learn from that. It rarely works the first time. But that's one way to incorporate some reading and some writing creatively. Any questions at all? All right,
How
thank
long
you.
is he
Yes.
there? When was he alive?
Good question. 1900s, but I don't know when in the 1900s. I can find out in seconds.
I'm just thinking,
I don't,
if things are more than, is it 50 years old, then they can be released? If you go to the Library of Congress, you can get a lot of information from there, so maybe there's something out in there that you could.
there could
That
be.
would be legal.
The only thing that, again, that I didn't realize that they were copyrighted so much until this website that actually I was on this morning. And I'm like, oh, I've never seen that one, so I kind of consolidated some of the things that I was going to do anyway. And it said, these are copyright, send us an email if you're interested in using them. But I already had some copies and everything, so.
And they
We
probably,
Don't
won't
sue me.
tell.
they probably would for the way you use them, and
Right.
like they're exploited.
So, yeah, I'm not,
Yeah.
not selling anything
Right.
or
Matt, do you find that, obviously this can be quite a challenging task, so what about your struggling students that struggle with the areas in reading and writing to begin with?
I'll be honest, I've never actually set it up entirely like this. I teach 8th grade now, and this isn't in my curriculum. I taught 9th grade before, and we did this kind of thing, and I know at Columbia Public, it's, they're moving around their science from middle school concepts, but it's not 8th grade, so I haven't been able to put a finalized one like this together. As far as struggling students, those are often the ones that like that visual hands-on thing, so even though there's a writing component to this, they get their wheels spinning and they kind of sometimes would put the horse before the cart, and they start thinking knowing that they're gonna invent something later, they're already there, thinking, how am I gonna do this, what am I gonna do this, what supplies can I snag from the garage type thing. But I think slowing them down a little bit and letting them write about it, gives it just a different perspective that they get to, it takes some trial and error out of it, because kids just like to start building things, and this way they get to think through a start to finish process as well. I don't know if I really answered your question as far as struggling readers, but it puts it in a process rather than I'm just gonna tinker with stuff and see what works at the end. It makes them think it through. And when we actually do our Blue Goldberg machines, I have them do that in steps to come up with what's gonna happen and then build the steps around it rather than build a bunch of steps and then randomly have you do something at the end.
So they use pictures maybe?
Pictures?
That's what I'm thinking,
Yeah.
that piece of it for, the
Sure.
strugglers, those kids with learning disabilities, those kind of kids, I'm thinking, how you have the words for us at first, how he put it together was gone, so they could do that interpretation, understanding, once you kind of know how to go through this. You
Yeah.
kind of take some of that feel out, some of those, and so I was just curious what you see in
It'd
there.
be great if you have pictures. And in a class, I wouldn't do this all quite as quick as we did it here. I'd give more examples of, let's look what happened from step A to step B to step C.
Right.
And maybe spend a little bit more time demoing, the writing process itself, or at least the expectations. I want them to be very creative, but it kind of gives them something to look at. I kind of threw it at you guys with short time and said, here's a quick model, let's go.
Of course.
Feel free to take any pages you want, and I will, I actually am gonna give the people that, if they want it from the other class, the whole packet altogether, but,
So if it was simple machines that you were interested in with them, could you give them the picture and then give them this and they can just put A, B, C by whichever ones wind up being one of the simple machines?
certainly, that would work.
Mhm.
And again,
Instead
Well,
of
that's a
having
good-
to.
at this point,
Like that, yeah.
they would have been taught the 6 different simple machines and seen examples and seen, they're not just learning about what is a wedge and what is a screw and things like that. We've talked to it before we approach a project like this or writing it like this. But yeah, certainly, I like that.
Does he do anything besides just simple machines, and does he do this?
Rube Goldberg?
I'm not familiar with him at all.
More, the comic strips were his thing. He didn't actually build the like the comic commercial or things like that. I don't think he actually did any of that. He was a cartoonist for a newspaper. That was his job. So he created this character who got help doing simple tasks.
And it's always.
Yeah, so it's just his,
That's what his
I mean,
trademark.
yeah.
And then if you go to Science Olympia, there's a website for them, and I don't know if it's Science Olympia. They have an activity called Mission Impossible, and they have to build something like this to do some simple task within a certain amount of space, and I can't remember what the given space is, but it's really
You give
small
directions
space.
and parameters.
Yeah.
And you can set it up so many different ways. There's a lot of information on the web as far as setting up a, you know, the experimental aspect of it for all different grade levels.
Have you ever seen Fridgets? It's something I bought for my little grandkids to play with, and they're magnets that go in the refrigerator, and it's not quite as elaborate as this, but basically it's putting all these different pieces together, and some of them are levers
To create.
and just tubes and whatever, to create, and you drop a marble at your beginning spot, and it's to go into the cup at the end, basically, to put away your marble. But my kids hate it, my grandkids love it, my kids hate listening to it, but, yeah, because the marbles are dropping all the time.
Sounds like, yeah, there's
But-
several games. I mean, somebody mentioned Mousetrap, the game,
Oh,
if you're
mhm.
familiar with
Yeah,
that.
oh,
It's
yeah.
been around for quite a while. It's basically a Rube Goldberg. There's some different plastic toys that you can put to build chutes and that kind of thing.
Well, there's also a children's book, Scaredy Squirrel, and there's several different ones, and he's like scared of everything. And so he comes up with these elaborate plans for how he's gonna keep like the unicorn away or the fairies away, and they all involve something like, because they're afraid of this, he'll release that, and what'll happen at different points. It's not like, they're not always all connected, but that's something I did with my second graders recently, and they really liked it, and they did charts and diagrams with it.
What's it called?
Scaredy Squirrel. There's,
There's 4 or 5 of them.
yeah, Scaredy Squirrel, I think it's like Up All Night or In the Dark. Scaredy Squirrel's birthday party.
They're adorable.
Scaredy Squirrel goes to the beach.
Melanie Watts is the author.
Melody?
Melanie Watts, W-A-T-T-S, Melanie Watts.
That myself.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What was that game called?
Thank you.
Frigits? I think it's Frigits. Here we go. Got it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's fantastic.
Oh, my grandkids love it. And you can buy, big sets, little sets, or add sets to it. But I can only let my grandkids do it when my kids aren't home. They're like,